Cool. Yeah. So I said sit with a book and a pen. That's step number one. And step number two is sit with the chat box on. Yeah. So make it a point that you ask as many questions as possible. Fine. Let's just see who's asking maximum questions. Fine. I will answer each and every question as far as it is in context of what we're discussing. Right. And then the third thing that you all have to do is partially my job is to make sure that you'll sit with a smile. Right. So that's what my try will be. But you have to make sure that you're listening to everything and participating in everything that we're doing together. Yeah. Sounds good. So are we good to go? Say yo on the chat box. If you're good to go, simply say yo on the chat box. Quickly, let us begin. Book and a pen ready and ready to ask questions. Superb. Yash, Kunal, Shreya, Huda. Superb, guys. Yes. There are 18. Vaibhav, superb. There are 18 here except myself and Swati Miss. There are still 16. Guys, come on. All that I'm asking you to do is simply type YO in the chat box. Super, Omkar, Venkatesh. That's very nice. Thank you, everyone. Fatima, thank you. Hafsa, thank you so much. That really tells me that we're good to go. Yeah, let's begin then. Thank you so much, everyone, for replying. शुरू करते हैं संडे की सुबह कुछ interesting concepts के साथ. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of us have these questions in our head. Fine. A lot of us think about these questions while we are studying. Yeah. Hussein, superb. So why is such a box found along the road? I'm sure you've seen this box, this sort of a box on the road. इस पे लिखा होता है 440 volts danger. So when I was a kid, I used to always think, if this is so dangerous, why is it on the road? Why don't they keep this somewhere where people don't really move around? Because रास्ते में तो सब चलते हैं. तो इतनी dangerous चीज जिससे somebody can lose their life, why is it placed on the road? Let's try and understand that part. Yeah. But yes, this is super dangerous. Never ever touch this, guys. All right. Then I'm sure we've heard the word or heard the term fuse उड़ गया. Yeah. So the point is, क्या fuse सच में उड़ता है? Does fuse really fly? No, of course it does not. It blows out. So what do you mean by fuse उड़ गया? And when does it happen? Acha, what do you mean by the word short circuit? This is also a very common term that we listen to a lot of times. Fine, short circuit हो गया. या short circuit से आग लग गया. What is short circuit is what we'll try and understand. Then we have 3-pin plugs. I'm sure everybody has seen 3-pin plugs and 3-pin sockets. So what is a 3-pin plug? How is it different from a 2-pin plug? Which of them is the safer one? What is it that you should prefer? Are some of the questions I'm sure you must be having in your head. We'll try and answer those questions today. Right? Then we have another question which is called as overloading. Yeah. So what is overloading is what we'll try and understand. And in a way, why cannot we start all the heavy appliances in our house together? Why should not we start that? Is what we'll try and answer as well. Yeah. Acha, और एक चीज, when you're at home, a lot of people wear rubber slippers. Fine. So why should we wear rubber slippers in the house? How is it helpful? How does it really protect us? Is what we'll try and find out. Yeah. So these are a few questions that I'll try and answer, but I'm sure if you have any more questions over and above the ones that I've written over here, and if they are in context or they are in relation with whatever we're talking, why not? We'll definitely take them up as well. Yeah. So please go ahead, post your questions on the chat box as and when you come across them. I'll try and answer as many as I can. Yeah, makes sense. Chalo, let us begin with understanding the domestic electric circuit. First of all, what do you mean by the word domestic? Household. The electrical circuit that's used in our houses are called as domestic circuits, right? Acha, what does the word circuit also mean is a very important question. Circuit is the path that a current follows. I repeat once again, circuit is the path that the current follows. So domestic electric circuit simply goes on to say the current follows a particular path when it is inside our house. Let us try and understand that path. Yeah. So वो पाथ के अंदर एक सबसे बड़ा एलिमेंट या एक सबसे बड़ा यूजफुल ऑब्जेक्ट इज एन इलेक्ट्रिक फ्यूज. फाइन. सो an electric fuse is like the watchman of our building. जितना इंपॉर्टेंट हमारे बिल्डिंग का वॉचमैन होता है या उतना ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट इलेक्ट्रिक फ्यूज हमारे सर्किट में होता है. वॉचमैन आसपास के लोगों को या गलत लोगों को अंदर आने से रोकता है. इलेक्ट्रिक फ्यूज गलत करंट को अंदर आने से रोकता है. राइट. सो हियर on your screen, my dear friends, you'll have a definition of electric fuse. I will give you exactly 5 seconds to learn that definition. I will count to 5 and then I'll get the definition out of the way. You have to answer the definition by yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of you all could learn the definition in 5 seconds? Anybody who could learn the definition in 5 seconds there? Sir, क्या बात कर रहे हो? How can we learn a definition in 5 seconds? You can. What happens is, I'm just trying to teach you a trick. Let's understand, I'm not making you learn this definition only. We're trying to understand the trick to learn a definition in physics. So in physics, to learn a definition, my dear friends, we need to know the key words for any definition for that matter. Always remember the key words are the ones that make you or fetch you marks. So अगर हम किसी definition को learn करना चाहते हैं या learn कर रहे हैं तो हमें उनके keywords याद रखने पड़ेंगे. That's our first objective. That should be our first focus, right? So look out for keywords in a definition. Step number 1. Step number 2, simply read the definition and try and understand the meaning of it. So once you know the keywords, once you remember the keywords and once you know the meaning, I'm sure you can put the definition in your own sentences, right? Now, is this a good idea? Is this advisable? Should we write the definition in our own words? In a way, no. Fine, you will not ever get marks for school exams. अगर आप अपने school exam में कुछ लिखने चाहोगे इस तरह से तो आपको marks नहीं मिलेंगे, right? But if I tell you the pattern that's followed in the board exam, right? So board exam has a lot of textbooks. At least the ICSE board exam has a lot of different textbooks. There is no one common textbook, right? It could be that most of us follow Selena or concise in a textbook in a schools, fine, but it's not necessary that across India or across the world everybody follows the same textbook, which means everybody follows a different textbook, which means everybody slightly has a different definition, which means the ICC council does allow you to frame a definition by yourself, provided two very important things. One, you have all the keywords in that definition mentioned. Two, that definition makes the sense that it should, right? So it should make the right sense and should have all the keywords. Then you are free to write a definition by yourself in physics 10th standard examination for ICSE. For 8th standard and 9th standard for your school exams, don't try this. Your teacher is very clear that she wants the textbook exactly from the text, that she wants the definition exactly from the textbook. Go ahead and use that language only. Fine, you have to be careful about who's going to correct your paper, and therefore you should remember of how to study, right? Okay, so once again, is definition may say, I wanted to look at keywords. Look out for keywords in this definition. There are three very important keywords in this definition, if you can look out. Yeah, according to me, if you ask me, there are three important definitions, the three important keywords. First is protects. Yeah, let me just do that with you. The first definition is protects. The second definition, or say, sorry, the first word is protects. The second word is appliances. And the third word is excess current. Now, how do I come upon the idea कि ये तीनों important words है? Let's try and understand. मेरे हिसाब से ये तीनों words important है. ऐसा मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? क्योंकि by using all the three words, I can actually make a definition. Protects, appliances, Yeah, so we have protects, appliances and excess current. These are three very important keywords. ये तीन words से मैं definition को learn कर सकता हूँ. Let's try and understand this. Okay. So what does a fuse do? Reply to me in one word on the chat box. Simple one word answer. What does a fuse do? What does the fuse do? Simple one word answer on the chat box. Out of those three words, perfect. It protects. That's right. Perfectly correct, Kunal. Omkar, Uda, Hafsa. Yes, that's all right. So it's protects. What does the fuse do? It protects. Second question. Listen to this question. Who does it protect? Yes, Shreya, that's right, beta. Whom does it protect? Fuse protects whom? That's correct, Shreya. सबसे पहले श्रेया ने आंसर किया है, फिर ओमकार ने, फिर कुणाल ने, फिर हम हुसनैन ने. Yes, superb. So it protects appliances. That's perfectly right, Vaibhav. Yes. Vaibhav, it protects us as well as appliances. And so we can call ourselves, but let's stick to the keywords here. So the keyword was appliance. And second keyword. Yes, Hafsa, that's right. Third keyword, third keyword. From what does it protect the appliances? किससे बचाता है वो appliances को? Absolutely correct. Excess current, Omkar, not external beta. It's excess current. Okay. So yes, that's right. Look at the definition there now. Protects appliances excess current. Right. So those are the three keywords that we remember. अगर हमें ये तीन कीवर्ड याद है तो हम डेफिनेशन फ्रेम कर सकते हैं. Fuse protects appliances from excess current. That's it. Yeah, okay, definition. Within 5 seconds we can learn this, provided you identify the keywords quickly and understand the definition. Okay. So once again, fuse is a device that protects our appliances from excess current. Right. Now, how does the fuse look like? At my tutorials, because all our lectures are on PowerPoint presentations, we managed to have pictures of everything and anything that we're talking about. Right. So if you're talking about an electric fuse, why not have an electric fuse right in front of us? That is how an electric fuse looks like. All right. Now, this electric fuse, my dear friends, is made up of a body or made up of a material called porcelain. Once again, this fuse is made up of a material called porcelain. अच्छा, porcelain का और कहाँ इस्तेमाल होता है हमारे घरों में? Where else is porcelain used in our house? Reply on the chat box if anybody is aware. Porcelain is also used somewhere else in our house. Where exactly is it used? Porcelain से और क्या बनता है हमारे घरों में? On the chat box quickly. What else is made up of porcelain in our house? Anybody? No, not really. Shreya, not the switchboard, beta. Yes, that's right, Kanishk. Perfect. Crockery. I'm sure everybody must have had a cup of tea or a coffee or milk today morning. Yes, Fatima, yes. So those tea cup or coffee mugs are made up of glass. हम glass बोलते हैं उसे. That's a type of porcelain. Those tea coffee mugs are made up of glass, and that glass is a type of porcelain. Porcelain is also very famously called as China clay. Yeah, or a type of porcelain is China clay. All right. So that, my dear friends, is porcelain. जो हम चाय या कॉफी या मिल्क पीने के लिए जो मग्स यूज करते हैं, जिस मटेरियल से बनते हैं, वो पोर्सिलेन होता है. अब टेल मी, इज इट अ डेलिकेट मटेरियल? इज पोर्सिलेन अ डेलिकेट मटेरियल? इफ आई ड्रॉप पोर्सिलेन फ्रॉम अ हाइट, will it break? Is it a delicate material? Of course, yes. Right. So if it's such a delicate material, अगर पोर्सिलेन इतना डेलिकेट है, तो पोर्सिलेन का इस्तेमाल क्यों होता है फ्यूज बनाने में? If porcelain is so delicate, then why do we use porcelain to make a fuse? Because it has a very special property. Yeah, porcelain has a very special property. Porcelain, my dear friends, is a good conductor of electricity, but a bad conductor of heat. Porcelain is a good conductor of electricity, but it's a, it's a good conductor of heat, but a bad conductor of electricity. I'm sorry. So it's a good conductor of heat, but a bad conductor of electricity. What does that mean? That means उसमें से current pass नहीं हो सकता, but heat pass हो सकता है. There are very few such materials which are good conductors of heat but a bad conductor of electricity. ऐसे बहुत कम materials है. Porcelain is one of them. Another material which is a similar material is mica, M-I-C-A, mica, right? So at times we also have fuse made up of mica, M-I-C-A. Yeah. So fuse is either made up of porcelain or it is made up of mica. All right. Okay. So this is basically how a fuse works. This is basically what a fuse does. Fine. Now let's move ahead and try and understand how is it connected. How is the fuse connected? Let's try and understand that. So the first connection. Achha, by the way, the wire inside the fuse is also made up of a very special material. Let's look at the wire first. The wire inside the fuse, which is of course called as the fuse wire, is made up of lead and tin. The fuse wire, my dear friends, is made up of lead and tin. Lead is a metal, tin is a metal. A combination of two metals is called as dash. A combination of two metals, lead and tin, are two metals. इनके combination को क्या बोलते हैं? Use the chat box to reply, please. That's right, Fatima. Shreya, Kunal, Vaibhav, Preet. Okay, Kunal, you're not correct, but it's not called a metalloid. It's actually called as an alloy. Preet, Vaibhav are all correct. Yeah, it's called as an alloy. Lead and tin के combination को alloy बोलते हैं, guys. Right? Yes, Huda. And this alloy is used over here because it has a low melting point. So inside the fuse, the wire is made up of lead and tin. Why lead and tin? Because it has a low melting point. All right. What do you mean by low melting point? थोड़ा सा गर्म किया, when you heat it a little bit, it will melt. If you heat this lead and tin wire a little bit, it will melt. Like you see wax melting. I'm sure we've all seen a wax candle. So when a wax candle is burnt, it begins to melt. Quite similarly, a lead and tin wire will also melt, but that temperature at which melts is slightly higher, right? So it will not melt as fast as a wax candle will melt. Anyway, so coming back to the point, lead and tin is used because it has a low melting point, which means whenever, yes, that's right. So which means whenever a very large amount of current comes in, yes, you're right, beta, this wire, my dear friends, will melt. Right now, what is the relation between current and melting is what we'll see in a couple of minutes. But now let us understand the connection of this fuse wire. Yeah. So before I start the connection of fuse wire, I want you all to answer these questions very quickly. Yeah, I have black. The screen is black now because I've turned it black. Okay, guys. The screen is completely black because I've turned it black. Okay. So body of the fuse is made up of dash. On the chat box, quick fast. The body of the fuse is made up of dash. On the chat box, quick fast. Yes, Omkar, that's right. You can use any one material. Yes, Fatima is correct. Vaibhav correct. Prabha correct. Hasnain correct. Shreya correct. Superb, guys. Yes, Vaibhav, I said you're right, beta. Both the materials are correct. No, Prabha, that's not the right answer. Atharva, that's correct. Prabha, that's not the correct answer, beta. Hafsa correct. Yeah. Huda correct. Hafsa, wrong answer. Hafsa, it's either porcelain or mica. My question was, the body of the fuse is made up of dash. Venkatesh, no, zinc is of course not the answer. The body of the fuse is made up of dash. It's either porcelain or mica. The fuse is commonly made up of porcelain or mica. Yes, Prabha, now it's correct, beta. Superb. Venkatesh, would you like to correct yourself, please? What is the body made up of, Venkatesh? Body of the fuse, Venkatesh, I'm waiting for you to answer, beta. Quickly answer that question. No, Venkatesh, it's not silver for sure, beta. It's not alloy. I think you joined in a little late, beta. The body of the fuse is made up of porcelain or mica, right? So that's what most of us are answering here. Just listen and remember that. Venkatesh, you can write it down somewhere if you want. Next. That's all right, beta. That's absolutely fine. Achha, second question. The wire inside the fuse is made up of dash and dash. The fuse wire is made up of dash and dash. That's perfectly correct. सबसे पहले किसने आंसर किया है? सबसे पहले आंसर किया है श्रेया ने. Then we have Vaibhav, then we have Husnain, Omkar, Fatima, Hasnain. Hasnain, ये क्या आंसर होता है? And क्या होता है? Jay, of course, that's not the right answer, Jay. We haven't discussed these two materials at all. Yes, that's correct. Prabha, would you like to answer that question, Prabha? The wire inside a fuse is made up of dash and dash. Prabha, I'm waiting for your answer. Yes, Hafsa, that's right. Kunal, that's correct. Huda, correct. Venkatesh, perfect, beta. Super, Venkatesh. Finally, we've got the right answer. It's called lead and tin. Yes, the wire inside a fuse is made up of lead and tin. Prabha, you haven't answered yet. Huh? Okay. Anyways, so let's come back to the point. हमें याद हो गया कि वायर कौन से मटेरियल से बनता है और बॉडी कौन से मटेरियल से बनता है. आई विल आस्क यू द रीजंस लेटर बेटा. वैभव, वाई पोर्सिलेन, वाई लेड एंड टिन, वो मैं बाद में आपसे पूछूंगा. फिर से याद रखिएगा. उससे पहले ये समझते हैं कि कनेक्शन किस तरह से होता है. फाइन, लेट्स ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड हाउ इज द कनेक्शन डन. राइट, सो वी हैव द मेन सप्लाई. नाउ वेयर इज द मेन सप्लाई? इन आवर बिल्डिंग और नियर आवर हाउस, यूजुअली वेयर द मीटर इज फिटेड इज द मेन सप्लाई. सो बिल्डिंग में मीटर रूम होता है. फाइन. अगर बंगलोज है तो एक अलग से एक सेक्शन होगा जहां पे मीटर फिट किया होगा. So that area is actually called as the main supply. Wherever you have the meter fitted, usually that's the main supply. From there the current comes inside the house. So the first connection from the meter room is given to a fuse. In fact, the fuse is inside the meter room. The first connection from the main supply is always given to the meter, and from there then the connection is given to a different appliances of our house. मेरे घर में मेरा favorite appliance, at least lockdown में तो टीवी रहा है. I repeat, in this lockdown, the favorite appliance in my house for myself is a TV, right? So here I connect the entire circuit to this TV. Okay, so this is basically how the connection is. First connection is to the fuse. Always remember this. Main supply सबसे first connection is given to a fuse, and then from the fuse, the different appliances are connected. All right, so this is basically how the connection is. And this pink dot, my dear friends, over there is the current. So in a normal circumstance, when the potential difference is in the range of 220 to 250 volts. Yeah, once again, in a normal circumstance, when the potential difference in our house should be 220 to 250 volts, then the current comes into our house. Yeah, between 220 to 250, agar hoga, then the current comes to our house through the fuse and goes into our appliances, and the appliances start working. TV chalu ho gaya. Can you see that? Yeah. But kabhi, now this is very important to try and understand this. Sometimes a phenomena called short circuit occurs. So what is short circuit? First of all, tell me what's a circuit. I told you a couple of minutes back. Circuit kya hota hai? The ones over here from the beginning will be able to answer this question. What is a circuit? Yes, what's a circuit? Simple words. Anybody remembers what's a circuit? What's a circuit? Absolutely right. Shreya's got it right. Guys, the path that the current follows is called a circuit. The path that the current follows is called a circuit. Right? So short circuit matlab kya? Current will take a shortcut. Short circuit means current will take a shortcut. And when current takes a shortcut, that's when the value of current suddenly increases. Suddenly we have a very large amount of current coming in. So now if you can see, we have a bigger pink dot here. We have a bigger pink dot, which denotes a higher amount of current. Assume this large amount of current is coming with a greater potential difference of around 400 volts, right? So kya hoga? This large amount of current, if manages to go inside a house, our appliances will get damaged. अगर ये ज्यादा करंट हमारे घर में घुस गया तो हमारे घर के अप्लायंसेस, फ्रिज, टीवी, एसी, वॉशिंग मशीन खराब हो जाएगा, सब खराब हो जाएगा, चलेगा, टीवी खराब नहीं होना चाहिए, है ना. ऑन अ वेरी सीरियस नोट, व्हेन टीवी शुड नॉट गेट डैमेज्ड. बाजू वाले के घर का टीवी खराब हो गया, मजा आएगा, हमारे घर का टीवी खराब नहीं होना चाहिए. नो, आई रिपीट, ऑन अ वेरी सीरियस नोट, दिस शुड नॉट हैपन. This excess current should not come in our house. Now think, look at the screen and answer my question. Who protects the excess current, or who prevents the excess current from entering the house? On the chat box, please reply. That's completely right. Jay, Vaibhav, Fatima, Shreya, superb guys. So who's protecting my appliances from this excess current? That's right, Atharva. Kunal, in a way that's right, but it's more the fuse. Overall, we say it's the fuse. Huda, not really. The fuse is protecting beta. Yes, Hafsa, that's right. So basically, the fuse prevents the excess current from coming into the house. Yes, Swati ma'am, we'll definitely do that. Thank you so much. Guys, so once again, answer to my question. Yeah, once again, answer to my question. Whenever a large amount of current comes into the house, who prevents the amount of current from coming into the house? Who doesn't allow the large amount of current to come into the house? That's completely right, Vaibhav. Kunal, Shreya, yeah. Do you realize that it's what exactly is written in the definition? What does the fuse do? It protects. Whom does it protect? Appliances. From what does it protect? Excess current. Acha, ab, let us see who's the most intelligent guy here. Tell me, how does the fuse or the fuse wire protect the appliances from excess current? What must be happening in the fuse wire? Anybody? That's absolutely correct, Shreya. But how does it cut the flow of current? A fuse wire cuts the flow of current. Perfect. Absolutely right, Kunal. You're right, beta. That's completely right. Yes, Fatima, that's correct. Yeah. So does that mean there is a relation? Yes, Hafsa, that's right, beta. So guys, does that mean there's a relation between excess current and low melting point? Yes, there is for sure a relation between excess current and low melting point. As soon as the amount of current exceeds a particular value, the amount of heat produced by that current is extremely high, which causes the wire to melt, which in a way is exactly what the fuse is supposed to do. Right? The fuse wire will melt and we say fuse ud gaya. In India, we say fuse ud gaya. So when we say fuse ud gaya, really what has happened here is the fuse wire melts. Okay. Now, think about this and come back to me with an answer. Don't reply on the chat box right now. I repeat, do not reply on the chat box right now. I'm giving you a question. You have to think about it and come back to me and answer this question. The question is, it's 2 o'clock in the night. रात के 2 बजे हैं. Yo, Lalita ma'am, what's up? Yeah. So it's 2 o'clock in the night, my dear friends. और आपके घर का फ्यूज उड़ गया. 2 o'clock in the night, you're sleeping very peacefully and suddenly आपके घर का फ्यूज उड़ गया. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? You do not have to reply now. Wait, don't reply now. We will log out and we'll all log back in, and that is when you will come back and tell me the answer with a reason why. Good to why, bad to why. See you on the other side of this small little technical requirement. Guys, so log out, log in with the same ID and same password and come and answer this question to me. See you on the other side of this. Yeah. Come back quickly, guys. Everyone come back fast.